Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Future Talks conducted by Prayaana Labs. My name is Chelsea Sunil, and I'll be your host for the day. I'm going to begin with an introduction to Prayaana. Prayaana is a unique employability, entrepreneurship, and innovation ecosystem for women. Prayaana Labs give wholesome career support services, right from career counseling, training, mentoring, and recruitment services, all coming under one umbrella. So do check us out at www.prayaana.org. And in case you like what you see, please feel free to join us by registering at prayaana.in or by downloading the Prayaana app. Now, this app is available in Apple Store and in Play Store. So you guys can just easily download it to your mobile phone. The idea is that it's basically a community hub where women can come together, share their thoughts, their ideas, their queries, and even their views. So with women of similar interests. So the idea behind the platform was to like create a space where women can come together and do this despite their geographical boundaries and locations. Now we will be launching hubs at your various locations so that you guys can come together and start events or even go on ventures together. So don't forget, download the Prayaana app. So this is Prayaana Collective. Prayaana Collective is India's first e-commerce platform that is dedicated to the empowerment of women. The platform is uniquely designed with an attractive affiliate marketing model where all the customers are given an opportunity for lifetime savings and earnings. So in case you're looking for authentic handmade products, there are plenty of those made by extremely talented women. So be sure to check us out at www.procol.com. Now, before we go into the session, let me tell you that you guys can post your queries and your doubts, as and when they occur or as a comment in the live chat box, and we'll get back to you at the end of the session. So now I'm going to introduce today's session. Today's session is on the topic Women and Money. Take control of your finance. It is going to be taken by Nisary M, who's the founder of HERMONEYTALKS. Now, HERMONEYTALKS is India's first financial platform that is exclusively for women. She's also the managing partner at Hubwords Media LLP. She has 10 plus years of corporate experience in banking, customer service, credit appraisal, branch operations, training, and team management. Over a decade of experience in communications, branding, and new media strategy. She's a mentor at various women and startup platforms and is extremely passionate about empowering women financially. So who better to take this session than her? So I hope you guys are all ears and ready with the full focus to ask all your queries and doubts at the end of the session. A very warm welcome to the show, ma'am, and over to you.
Thank you, Chelsea, Team Prayaana, for inviting me. And it is indeed a pleasure to be part of this talk series to interact with your community members. The topic I'm discussing today is all about why women should take control of their finances. I am not intending to overload you by giving a GAN on some financial plans or fundas. I know when women, they hear the word finances, they'll say that, oh, this is not my field. But what I would like to do is to make you think a bit on some important financial decisions every woman should take care of. And the views I'll be discussing here are solely based on my experiences. Before I start, I would like to just tell a little bit about my background. I started my career in the banking field, and after working there for a few years, I decided to follow my dreams and passions. So quitting the corporate field, I started off as a freelance writer in 2009, which was developed into a full-fledged content services and online branding firm called Hubwords Media. My second venture, HERMONEYTALKS, which was started in 2019, is a financial platform exclusively targeting for women. So as part of my career and interactions with women, I came across many women who have little control of their finances and face various problems out of that. So many of these problems are a result of the typical approach of women when it comes to money. Of course, there are traditions set, the patriarchal mindset, there are a lot of things, but the approach of women towards money matters a lot, which is what I felt. So in many such cases, I felt we need to take some blame on ourselves to some extent and consciously make a change. So I'll just share my screen. I hope you can see my screen. So
Yeah.
the very topic is women and money. Take control of your finances. This is one question which I always think. What is women's relation with money? For example, in our households, we have been seen like how well our grandmothers or our moms, they're saving those little bit of money for the household budgeting. Women are good at budgeting, but why not financial planning? When it comes to any important financial decisions of a family, women is not taking part in that decision. Second question, women are equally good at work, but why women are content with lesser achievements? I want you to think a little bit about this. Certain approaches of women making her lose control over her finances. There are a lot of things contributing to this, but I am bucketing this into major 6 categories. So, number 1, women need others to handle their finances. I don't know whether to blame or patriarchal mindset. Many women today stay away from money matters because they find it exhausting. Instead of educating themselves, they find it more convenient transferring the responsibility to the men of the house, be it their husbands, brothers, or their fathers, or even their sons. It is easy to do that. But think about one scenario. If suppose they get to be alone in life all on a sudden, many women doesn't even know where all their spouses have invested money in. Do you know one thing? There is a huge amount of money and insurance, some unclaimed in banks. It is running to some crores. This is happening especially because the unawareness of women about their spouses' investments. Secondly, a lot of divorces are happening today. Many women find it hard time picking up the financial life post-divorce. Spouses may invest together, but many women don't even know how much is their contribution to the family finances to claim it back when it comes to a divorce settlement or when it comes to a alimony or some other kind of settlements. This is actually putting a lot of pressure in a woman's life. Now, coming to the next scenario. The second problem which I have felt about women is that they need confidence, a booster from somebody when it comes to their finances. Money management is not a rocket science, but women tend to say, oh, I don't know anything about finances. Oh, let somebody else manage this. I will tell you an instance when such approach backfires you. Women entrepreneurs usually, they complain like a lot, like they're not getting a good approach or a good feedback from a bank officials when they approach the bank for a loan or getting a loan or something else. You know the reason why. Many times women find it difficult to get a loan sanctioned, especially because they don't know they don't show the confidence about their business. They may be well versed with this subject, but are afraid to say that I can repay this. This is how they may not come forward and say that, yeah, I will make this a success. Or while facing questions about repayment strategies, see, the bank officials may ask you like, how do you repay this loan, or what are the strategies you find? What if your business fails or something like that? They are not clear. Women are finding it difficult to come up with clear answers like, okay, I will do this, I will do that and make this a success. So then the bank officials feel there's a lack of confidence in the side of women, and which would result in, I mean, a rejection of a loan, or they may have to get happy with a lower loan amount. There is another scenario I have seen in my experience, and as a writer and as an owner of a digital company, many women have approached me saying that I wanted to do something my own. Actually, I have felt that many of them are really talented and they really wanted to do. But something or other is keeping them away from getting started. There is that inertia, or I don't know what to call it, it's a lack of confidence. I often wonder why. Many times I have felt that they may need some push or a support from their partners, like, oh, you can do it, or you go do it. That kind of push is required. Even if they get it, sometimes I don't know for why, they prefer to sit and waste their talents, blaming their personal responsibilities. But often I would think about this, why we want to play this victim game, why we want to blame our personal responsibilities for not doing anything. Again, another interesting thing is that when it comes to some decisions like whether to take up this job or not, I don't know why do many women say that, let me check up with my husband or my father whether this is a good option or not. I don't know why they can't take a decision about their career, like whether the payment I'm getting is enough or not. Another example is that even if women are not confident, they may not show it. They are hesitant to show, they may not show it, and they are hesitant to ask. They may think that if they are asking a doubt, people will think that they don't know. So, for example, I know a lady, she has invested in gold jewelry through a gold saving scheme. But she was unaware about the hidden cost of the same scheme, and she came to know about it after 2 years. The reason is that she thought if she asked about it, people may think that she is ignorant and may dupe her. So she didn't ask, but she lost the money, and she didn't ask also, she didn't read up also. So you should show that from my own experience with interacting with various women, I feel that you should ask if you don't know, but at the same time, you should show the confidence that it is something, you can do it, you can manage it yourself. Now, the third thing is women are emotional with money. We all know that women are inherently emotional by nature. It is a good thing, inherently emotional, and excuse me. We are emotional and empathetic by nature. This is a good quality actually, but there is a flip side also. Women are more likely to lend financial help to their friends or families out of empathy Even sometimes even if they themselves are in difficulty, but still they would like to help others. This inherent empathy, which is a quality of women, sometimes backfires. At the same time, there is another interesting thing is that women tend to feel anxious about asking their money back, whereas men is quite upfront in this, especially when it is some friends or somebody who has borrowed money from them. Women is little hesitant to ask it back. So I would like to tell all women, don't let people take advantage of you. Think about it objectively before you lend. Don't give in to emotional blackmailing, or don't be hesitant to ask your money back. And don't shy away in saying no. Another thing, now the fourth thing is less financial discussions at home. The problem of many couples is that they don't discuss financial matters at home. One reason can be that men are not comfortable talking about finances with women. We don't know that patriarchal mindset. Or it can be something like women are hesitant to ask, but we must know what's happening with our money because it's your money too. I have come across typical scenarios where women coming to know about the debt traps of their husbands much late in their life, and by the time they would have sunken. Husbands may be investing in different businesses, they may be paying, they might have borrowed money from their friends or relatives, but the women of the house is not aware of it. By the time she become aware of it, everything would have crashed. Or there are some other typical scenarios where the couples, they are not able to control their spending habits, control their lifestyle, which have led to huge debt traps and left with no savings. So please don't say the excuse that I don't have time to manage money. Underestimating their value. Why do women compromise? This is another question which I would like to ask all women out there. It is the fact that the pay gap between the gender is still a hard reality. Compared to the last decade, things have changed a lot, but still there exists a huge gender pay gap between men and women in the corporate. May not be in tier 1 cities, but tier 2, tier 3 cities, it's still a reality. One main reason for this is women are making themselves available at lesser payment. They may be having a kind of self-doubt or a feeling of being underqualified, which restricts them from asking their due. Sometimes it is that they don't want to be viewed as greedy. They may think that what if they ask for a better payment or they negotiate on the salary, they may get rejected. Or it can be something else like some women, they may think like, okay, let me do my work, let me prove it, and let the management themselves offer me a better payment. But many times it will not work like that. So slowly and very naturally an industry trend also setting in. So the onus is on us to make the move to change this trend. Not setting financial goals much early in life. Compared to men, women tend to have an unsteady career. There will be breaks for personal reasons and family responsibilities. So because of this reason itself, they start investments much later in their life compared to men. Men, it is like that soon your studies is over, you get into a job, the next month you will be having that pressure of the main breadwinners to start investments. But that's not the case of women. See, we all know how to make money and spend it. But we can take it one more important step to learn a little bit about investments, savings, budgeting, and planning for your own family and for your own retirement. Have a say in the family budget. Have a voice and opinion of your own, because it is your own money. It's for yourself and for the welfare of your family. So these are the 6 major mistakes women do when they handle their finances. So at Harmony Talks, we would like to urge many women, all women out there, to take control of their finances. I will show you some facts and figures which answers this. You know that the unclaimed deposits with banks and insurance companies as per 2018 is 32,000 crores. This huge amount of money unclaimed is mainly because the spouses, the women of the house is not aware where all their money is sitting in. Secondly, this was very alarming. Women in India constitute only about 40, women entrepreneurs in India constitute only about 14%. We talk everywhere about equality. We talk everywhere about women empowerment, but we are not even 25%. Coming to global gender gap report, India's position is 108 out of 149 countries. We are still claiming India is developed. India is a developed country in all fronts, but many underdeveloped countries are much ahead than us when it comes to global gender gap. Coming to India's GDP, women's contribution is just 17%, whereas a successful country like China, it is 40%. I wanted you all think a little bit, are women good money managers? Though women themselves says that we are not good money managers, I am sure the qualities of women, the inherent qualities of women makes her much better money managers as compared to men, or in equal foot with men. One reason is that we are very careful in taking decisions. Maybe men, compared to women, men may take a lot of risks. We are very careful in our each steps, which actually helps us to take planned and calculated risks, which if you're doing it confidently can result in really successful. Secondly, like from the very way that women plan the household budgeting and the careful thinking, the planning, the empathy, the care for their future, the care for their family, with all these things, with all these qualities, we know that women are good money managers. But again, I'm coming back to my question, why you are not putting your skills to take some important decisions in your life? This is exactly we at Harmony Talks aiming. Our vision is educate and empower every woman to take the financial decisions that is right for her. And what we are aiming is to make a difference in the way women manage their finances. Financial literacy and confidence is very important. As a woman, I believe it is so important that we are responsible for our own finances. Being in control of our money will allow us to take better decisions for our family and ultimately to live a better life. So we are here to help you. If you have any queries regarding how to get started or what would be the steps I will be taking, or any hand holding or anything. I welcome everyone to ask your questions and join us. Personally, being an ex-banker, I'm passionate about empowering women financially. And at Harmony Talks, we have a community size of 25,000 women. And even it is very surprising that when I have talked about this business or about this idea with different men, actually, men who are in different fields, whether it is businessmen or investors or anybody, even men are coming forward to change this mindset, which both men and women have. It is not about changing the mindset of women. Actually, men are coming forward to change the mindset of what the patriarchal mindset itself. Actually, in fact, equally, just like women usually, when I interact with women, they talk about their problems only. When I interact with men, actually, the surprising thing is that they actually wanted women to come out of that and become good contributors to the society. So we are aiming to financially empower 1 lakh women by the end of 2020. We expect the support and encouragement from all women by actively taking part in this. We do conduct financial literacy programs, connect women with financial, tax, and legal experts, and also planning to offer curated financial services and products through our platform in collaboration with various women platforms like Prayaana and others, educational institutes, financial institutions, and fintech. So I would like to, I don't know if it is an interactive session, I would like to know what is your view when it comes to finances? Like, what do you think? Whether you find it is difficult, or you find it is exhausting, or you want to learn what typically women think about finances. Chelsea, you are there? Any questions
Yeah,
have come?
yeah, ma'am. Yeah. So we do have a couple of questions. So the first question is from Raj Lakshmi. So what she's asking is, ma'am, I'd like to start investing, but this is my first time. So what are the things that I should take in mind, and what are the different kinds of investments that are available?
Investments is, we call it personal finance. It is a very personal thing. So what kind of investments, again, it depends on your financial goals and your, where you actually, how much you can invest it based on your income and your financial goals actually. So ideally, you can have a mix of both equity and debt investments. But I don't know what Rajalakshmi is doing, but you can take the help of a financial advisor, and maybe she can start very small, can try a bit in debt investments and equity, and see if it is, she's totally new to debt investments. It is good to take the advice of a financial planner or somebody to get started with, or at any time she can come to our platform or take the help of any advisors to see, to take the baby steps. There is no general rule, because if she is following somebody, like somebody else's what work for her friend, that might not work for her. So it is very personal thing. I would recommend have a personal discussions and then start it. Let the financial advisor, whoever, know where she is standing and take a personal advice on that.
Okay, ma'am. So the next question is it actually going to be very difficult to get funding in the post-COVID world for entrepreneurs?
Not really. It all depends on what domain your business is. Because when the COVID season things started in April, we have been hearing many scary stories like, oh, funding is dried up, oh, bank stop, this is going to happen, that is going to happen. But recently, when I have attended, when I have been interacting with investors, investors are still ready to fund for good ideas, actually. So it is not dried up, but again, some sectors have badly affected, like retail and other sectors are badly affected by this COVID. So if your business is into such industry, it is good to come up with, make your idea a little bit innovative. And when you plan your, when you need to rework on your business plan, making it suitable to post-COVID scenario. The cash flows, the business plan, the everything, the finances, everything you put, it will be good. Rework it based on the current situation and come up with a fresh plan and approach investors. Investors are still open for, funding good ideas. Is there any
Okay, ma'am.
hint which, the person who has asked the question belongs to which domain or anything?
Nothing, ma'am. Nothing of the sort.
Okay.
Okay, so we have one more question actually. So the next question is like, do you have a prediction about how women financial situation is?
Hello?
Hello, did you hear me?
Yeah, okay. I didn't hear
Oh,
the question fully.
oh, you didn't hear the question, sorry. So do you like have a prediction of how women's finances are going to change after the pandemic?
Women's finances will be the same only. Actually, if you are in a position to start investing or you can spare a little bit of money, it is very good time to start investing. Now, because the markets are down, you buy at a lower cost and sell at a higher rate. No, like any other business, it's a good time to start investment. And there is not much difference in women's finances, especially or anything in the post-COVID scenario. If you have any innovative ideas, it's a good time to start something your own. So it's all the same. Nothing has happened. It's just a passing phase only.
Okay, ma'am. So yeah, ma'am, that was the last of our questions.
Okay.
So with this, we're going to come to an end of today's session.
Okay.
Okay, ma'am. So thank you so much for coming on the show. So I would like to ask you to would you stop sharing the screen so because I have a PPT.
Sure.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you so much. So now we'll actually going to go into the feedback section of today's.
I would like to add one more thing, and especially in this post-COVID scenario, a lot of people have been inquiring us like, oh, what will be the situation post-COVID? Whether a lot of people have the doubt like, oh, is it a good time to start investment? Or is it a good time to take out my investment from debt fund to equity fund? Should I go for a loan now? Like that, so many questions we were getting. So I would like to add a few points on that. One thing, like I mentioned, is that don't be emotional with money, because a lot of things happening in this COVID time is we are getting emotional more than what is happening. We are getting emotional about things. Oh, what is going to that panic and that emotion. Maybe some brands also taking advantage of that, but the emotion and the panic created by the situation may prompt us to do something wrong. So those who are planning to do investments, this is a good time to start. So those who are already invested, don't take a hasty decision when the market is down or when the scenario is not good. Wait and watch. When it comes to loan, because there are rate cuts, new loan schemes are coming, banks are offering moratoriums, take a loan only if it is needed. Like we go for a moratorium also only if it is needed. If you can manage the cash flow, don't go for any loans and manage it. And coming to emergency funds, it is good to plan where you will be standing in the next 6 months. For example, like if you're running a business, just assess yourself what will be the monthly burn and how much I need to keep aside for 6 months. Earlier, because we used to plan for 3 months, 2 months and all, but due to this uncertain scenario, it is good to have a 6-month plan ahead. And when it comes to any launch schemes, take a wise decision. Don't go for costly loans, but see where you can bargain and get the loan at a lower interest rate. Yeah, Chelsea.
So actually now we got one more question. So
Okay.
ma'am, ma'am, you said that you can't get emotional with your money. But how do you say no when someone who's very close to you comes with it, asking for money?
It is very difficult for women, maybe because of our nature, like very close person coming to you, it is very difficult. But really, you need to learn when to say no. Saying no is very difficult. Maybe you have to take you. Maybe many times what I've seen is women won't tell upfront, like I don't have right now, or even if they lend the money, maybe you may be needing that money after 1 month, but you are hesitant to ask. So it's a very tricky situation actually, but you have to say, take a call, think about yourself, your family first. If you're not in a position, say no. That helps you a lot actually.
Okay, ma'am. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for coming on the show. And now we're going to go back into the feedback session.
Okay.
So in case you guys liked what we've shown you so far, please leave your comments. And if you guys feel like there's an improvement which we need to do, please leave that also as a comment because we'd like to develop and grow further on. So and now this is just a poster for tomorrow's session. Tomorrow's session is going to be from 5 to 6 p.m. It's on the topic challenges of women entrepreneurs in Kerala. It's going to be conducted by Francis EJ, who's a trainer and mentor of strategic innovation, design thinking, entrepreneurial strategies, and stress management. So yeah, I hope to see you guys tomorrow there. Now this is just a poster for the coming week. I've already announced what's going to be happening on Thursday. So on Friday, we have a session on the topic gender bias and communication at the workplace. It is going to be taken by Dr. Priyadarshini Marathe, who's a consultant in emergency medicine at Oxford University Hospitals NHS Trust, and is also an honorary senior clinical lecturer at Oxford University. On Saturday, as usual, we have two sessions. One is going to be from 11 to 12 p.m. It's on the topic EQ and gender diversity. It is going to be taken by Bulbul Ray Nathan, who is an L&D consultant specialist in talent management and leadership development. The second session on Saturday will be from 4 to 5 p.m. It'll be on the topic sharpening interview skills to face tough times. It's going to be taken by Lieutenant Colonel Prem Vas, who's a specialist in human capital management. So see you guys tomorrow. The tomorrow session is from 5 to 6 p.m. Thank you so much for watching. And don't forget to subscribe to us, subscribe, like, and share. See you guys tomorrow. Thank you so much for watching. Stay home, stay safe.